I'm Allison June May, Program Manager for Governmental Affairs Department, here with Joe Stewart, Chief Advocacy Officer. We are here at the Legislative Building today. The General Assembly was back to work this week after taking off last week for the Memorial Day holiday, and a number of legislative items of interest are happening this week for INC members.
Yeah, that's right, Allison June. We had House Bill 356 was up at the Senate Commerce and Insurance Committee earlier this week. This is the bill that contained a number of provisions relative to insurance. It also included the items that are on the IIANC legislative agenda regarding certificates of insurance, the replacement cost estimator issue about lenders not requiring that as a condition of the loan, tightening up that law, and a few other things that are contained in it. But it was deferred from the hearing right before the Memorial Day week break, but it was heard on Tuesday, received a favorable report, probably be before the full Senate for a vote sometime next week. We also had House Bill 857, just technical changes, modernizing and updating the statutes relative to the licensure of insurance agents. Nothing there of any concern, it's just a standard garden variety enhancement of the statute so the language makes more sense. We also saw this week House Bill 315, which deals with the issue of third-party litigation financing, something the National Big I has taken on an initiative to try to preclude deep-pocketed funders from paying for lawsuits that are brought against parties. Ultimately, there's an insurance consequence of such things, but this is language that the trial lawyers were in agreement on, and the bill also contained a provision to update the amount of money that an individual can get in workers' comp for the damage to a certain organ of their body. If you can believe that, that's prescribed under law, how much you get for the loss of a particular organ in a workers' comp case. But that was something everybody agreed to, the employers, the insurance industry. We weighed in on it as well as the trial bar. So a good kumbaya moment there on that legislation. And then finally, House Bill 565 deals with the issue of the use of AI for medical billing purposes, an attempt to preclude principally hospital systems, but any medical practitioner from using AI to scan through the clinical records that they have on a patient to try to figure out if there's something else or something more they can bill for. A little unease about this from the hospital systems lobbyists. Feel like they use AI pretty effectively to make sure that they are actually billing for things they can bill for, or that if they've miscoded a particular billing. But I think the legislature is concerned that AI not be used in effect for this upcoding, what's called upcoding, to try hospital systems try to get more money from insurance companies. All of those things came up this week, all things that we had weighed in on. They're all moving ahead forward, so we're in good shape on those issues.
All right, that's really interesting. Also this week, the General Assembly voted to override Governor Stein's veto. It was based on the scholarship tax credit bill. The override passed the Senate 30-19, Republicans in favor and Democrats against. The House also already voted to override Governor Stein's veto in May, 73-46, with all the Republicans in favor and Democrats against as well, but two unaffiliated representatives in favor.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Allison June, these are the two Democrats who lost their primary back in March, in part. One, Carla Cunningham, a Democrat out of Mecklenburg County, the Governor Stein, a Democrat, actively supported her opponent in the primary, but the two Democratic votes came from, the two unaffiliated votes came from Democrats that lost their primary and switched their partisan affiliation to unaffiliated, sort of the consequence of Democrats not standing by their own party's incumbents in a primary reelection, but that's the consequence of politics.
Yep. All right, and next for this week's iHeal Minute, we have David Smith, our health expert, on IANC Governmental Affairs Committee with a quick overview of all the key issues of interest, both state and federal level, to health insurance agents.
Hi, my name is David Smith. I'm a long-standing benefits professional and an advocate for the needs of agents and employers, whether it's on compliance and other work. I've been honored to work with iHeal and the collective for the interest of benefits agents within our state to really ultimately focus on the issues that we all face, whether it's in Raleigh, whether it's educationally, and they're a great investment in terms of what we're actually needing as benefits professionals in the modern world. Things are changing rapidly, and what happens in legislatures, what happens in Raleigh, and our ability to leverage both sides of that is going to be critical for our ability to meet our clients' needs. And I really encourage you to be a part of the iHeal Collective because we're doing great positive things for the profession, for our clients, in helping educate legislators, ourselves, and making the move forward to being what our profession can really be. Please join.